How's it going, everybody? Rybread here today, and we're going to be continuing our Marlins franchise mode. Um, you guys said in the last video that that you pretty much liked what was going on. Just maybe instead of going game by game, I'll just fill you guys in after the month is over and show you guys important box scores and stuff like that. That should make it a little bit more exciting for you guys. Let me know how you feel about it in this video. But boy, do I have the start of a video for you. I've gone ahead and done a little bit of pre-scouting, and I think I can make our team even better than it already is. Hopefully I don't ruin it. With a couple of trades here that I got written down. So first things first, let's go ahead and acquire ourselves a better backup catcher. As you guys know, we have Nick Hundley here, but he's 36. I know he's got the B potential, 74, so he's not going to drop off as quickly. But he's 36, and he's already dropping off through 2 months. So I would hate to see what his overall is going to be at the end of the season, especially when we get into September and really need that playoff push. Now, I know it's a backup catcher and everything, but I don't think we'll be giving up a ton, and we'll actually be getting back something decent here as well. So we're also in this trade going to have to throw on Yarlin Garcia. He's down there in the minors. He's 27, 76 B potential. I don't really foresee him becoming anything special. And besides, we got guys in the long reliever spot anyway. And then over here, we want to go to the Padres. We're going to go ahead and acquire catcher Austin Hedges. Now, he's got great fielding stats. His hitting may not be there, but I don't necessarily need my backup catcher to hit for 350. I'd much rather have a solid backup catcher who will step in and do the job of catcher very well. And, you know, he's only 27 B potential, so he could still see some growth. As, you know, you can see his contact versus lefties is going up a little bit. And then we're also going to go ahead and acquire ourselves a potential pitcher, Adrian Morejon from Cuba here. 66 overall at 22 B potential, so he looks like he's going to be pretty good. They actually are pitching him in the rotation this year, so that's not actually the greatest thing for him, but we'll figure out where he fits on our team when he gets here. But there we go, guys. That is the first trade I'm going to make. I think it's a good one. We had to give up Garcia, I know that, but we get Morejon back, who could be better than him, or the same thing in a year or two. And we get a really good backup catcher in Austin Hedges to back up JT Realmuto here. I know he's a 76 now, but I'm fine with that. He's on the bench. We can fix all of that. But yeah, this 1-2 right here is going to be fine in my opinion. Next up, we're going to go ahead and, I wouldn't call it a retool, but just a little bit of a... We're going to help out our aging starting pitching core just a little bit. So, if we go over here to the Oakland Athletics, if I could get to them, there we go. Daniel Mengden here. He's 27, B potential 83. He's having a decent season, 3.26 ERA, 1.36 WHIP, so I'd like to see that be a little bit better, but I think he'll do better when he gets here. And we're also going to go ahead and acquire a really young relief pitcher in Ozzie Jimenez. He's a 74 B potential, and he's only 23, so the kid's going to grow. I'm sure of it. Now, we are going to have to give up some pieces, but nothing all that worthwhile. We're going to give up Pat Valleca here, a backup shortstop. We already have Xander Bogaerts there, so I'm not too worried. And then we're going to have to give up Robert Costanzo, but don't worry, guys. I got this covered. I know he's 21 B potential 63, but I definitely believe that we can find somebody that's just that good elsewhere. And then we're going to have to give up Teddy Yang here. He's 21, 63, C potential. Not too worried about giving him up, especially since we get a... Oh, shit, I just moved the trade. All right. Since we get a guy like Daniel Mengden in here and a guy like Ozzie Jimenez, two guys that are, you know, relatively younger. Ozzie Jimenez I'm really excited about, and Daniel Mengden is a really solid player that I can go ahead and throw in the rotation. And guys, look at that freaking mustache. Like, how do you not acquire a guy with that kind of mustache? I mean, it's just fantastic. So we're going to go ahead. This is trade number 2 here. There's more. This one is a huge trade I got coming up next, and it's with the Boston Red Sox. They have... I'm not acquiring third baseman Miguel Sano. As nice as that would be, he is fantastic. I'm acquiring Brent Rodriguez, 24-year-old, 82 overall, A potential, to add with our first baseman Sosa. Just a young, solid, stud core on this organization that I'm trying to build here. So we will have to give up our current third baseman, Anthony Rendon. Starting pitcher, Jose Urena, who is currently in the bullpen. And then we're going to have to give up right fielding prospect Thomas Barreto. But, okay, why is this? This should have gone through. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm not sure why that is. They got some players on the disabled list. Actually, I think they got like 4 players on the DL. But one guy is only going to last another week on the DL. So I'm going to go ahead and make that trade in 1 week. But you guys saw that Rodriguez is a very, very good prospect here. He can hit for both contact and power. He's got pretty good vision discipline. His clutch could get higher, and he's not too bad of a fielder for an age 24. So he's definitely somebody I'm going to want to acquire. But we'll move on to the next trade here. It's with the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're going to go ahead and re-get, or I guess just find the replacement for Costanzo that we traded away. So we're going to trade for Sean Irvin. Oh, I did that again. I pushed the wrong button. We're going to trade for Sean Irvin. And then here we're going to go ahead also and get Andres Salazar. A good catcher. He's 2163, and if you look up at his stats at the top, his arm is ridiculous, and he's got really good vision. Like here, I'll just pull it up big for you guys. He's got pretty good contact, and his vision, discipline, and clutch are all up where you want to see for a good hitter. Fielding could get hot, could grow, but he's 21 and he's B potential, so he will eventually grow. And then we also those are the guys we're going to acquire, and then trading away, we are giving up one of our catching prospects, Anderson, who I'm not too worried about because we get a guy like Salazar in here anyway. And then we're going to go ahead and also throw in a starting pitcher that's not really worth anything. Poteet, there he is. I just passed him. Oh, I thought I traded him away by accident. Poteet here, 25C 60. It's no big deal. And then we're going to go ahead and give up a third baseman who I currently have in the minors, Brian Anderson here, who's not really worth all that much. So there we go, guys. That is the final trade I'm going to make that will make this team much better. I'm almost positive. Awesome. So there we go. We just have to do the Red Sox trade in just a second, and we have too many players in the MLB. I'm going to have to send somebody down. Let's go ahead and check out what we're looking at here as far as, okay, so pitching. It's a little bit congested here in pitching. Urena won't be here long, though, guys. Don't forget, because we're going to go ahead and try and acquire Rodriguez. He is on the trade block, so it's I'm pretty sure almost all of these guys that I traded for were on the trade block. I can't show you now because they're off. But yeah, these guys are on the trade block, and let's see. Let's throw Daniel Mengden in here for Straley. Is he pitching better? Who's pitching better? Let's see. I would say Straley's pitching better than Wei Yin Chen, so I will go ahead and throw Wei Yin Chen in here. There we go. Urena is there. Ozzie Jimenez, there he is. He can split this. I'm okay with him splitting some time. But a guy like Brian Ellington, I don't know how much longer I want to keep him around. Or a guy like Kyle Baraclough, although these guys, yeah, they're not pitching too well this season. Baraclough is definitely pitching the worst out of any of them. But Adrian Morejon here, I probably want to send him down. He wants to be a depth player, though, so I'm not too sure what I want to do here. Maybe trading Homer Bailey and a guy like Baraclough for some prospects. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what I want to do here because we have way too many players in the majors. So let me go ahead and figure out what the hell I'm going to do here, and I will be right back. So here's the trade, guys. This is the best prospect I could find easily. He's 22 with a B potential. He's 68, and he's a starting pitcher. So we get another starting pitcher for depth in the system that will hopefully grow for us and be able to come up in a year or two. And we're only giving up Homer Bailey, who we'd signed this year. It's no big deal. And a relief pitcher, Brian Ellington, but I'd much rather give Ozzie Jimenez the time there to see what he can do. I really want to see what Ozzie Jimenez brings to the table and see if he can grow at all for us. Brian Ellington had pitched the least innings and still had a pretty bad ERA and WHIP, so that's why I decided to get rid of him. Cole Ragans here. Welcome to the squad. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and edit the rotation and go ahead and get that all set. We only need to send one guy down now. So I'm going to double check that. And we'll go ahead. Yep, this looks, I mean, I would like maybe one more hitter, but Eduardo Nunez can play basically everywhere for us. And Destin Hood can play anywhere in the outfield for us. So I'm not sure if I want to call up. And besides, guys, look, yeah, never mind. Here we go. We have 4 players on the bench when we go no DH, so I'm fine with that. And then in the pitching rotation here, it's basically oh, why did that flip that? There we go. Yeah, so we need to send one guy down. So I'm not sure. That might be. You know what? We're gonna send Morejon probably down for a little bit now, just because in a week we're gonna be trading for that third baseman from Boston. Excuse me, I keep forgetting. And then we can actually call 2 people up, so that should be pretty exciting. So I'm gonna go ahead and send down Morejon right now. Sorry, Morejon. Yes, I want to send him down. I know he's not going to be too happy about that. Oh, I got to fix the pitching rotation. There we go. And there's Morejon. I can put him there. And then I believe everyone else is where they should be. Oh, Cole Ragans. I probably want him in there instead of Brian Stockman. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I definitely want him up here. I actually want Ragans as the top guy, and there we go. So we do have some potential here in the bullpen, which is nice to see. In the system. And there we go. So that's what it's looking like for us as our pitching rotation. Oh, let me move Urena back up top here. Oh my God, I didn't even click on. Never mind. Anyway, there we go. So those are the lines, or not the lines. That's the lineup and rotation. Let's go ahead okay, fix the baby cakes. And we just lost 2 straight games, but we did end up beating the Mets, so we didn't get swept by the Mets, and that's a divisional opponent now, don't forget. And let's go into the draft. That's why I didn't just skip the month. After the draft, I'll show you our prospects, and okay, so we're up right away. I forgot we had the 5th pick. And then here's a potential shortstop that's actually really good. Apparently we're thin all over. I don't have a lot of prospects in the system, but I gotta build this roster up. That's for sure. Let's see anybody else that we've scouted that's 80 potential. Here's a catcher who should apparently be ready by next year to play in the majors. So that would be awesome to see. Maybe a guy that could take over for JT Realmuto question mark. Because I don't know if I want a guy that's 24 plus. I mean, I think I want to take that catcher because I know these shortstops could be great. But this catcher right now, apparently, he's 22. He's a 65, which is about well above average right now, and he's got elite potential, ready to start in the MLB next season. I'm gonna go ahead and take him. I know we have Hedges and Realmuto, but I think at least one of them has a contract year here. So let's go ahead and take Pedro Molina from Venezuela, who already looks like a really good hitter. His speed not good, but I mean he's a catcher. That's not. I'm not too worried about that. He's got good discipline, good fielding, arm strength. I'd like to see a little bit better. His arm could get a little bit better, but you know what? Let's go ahead and take him. He's ready to go by next year, and there we go. So our first pick was a catcher who I think is going to be pretty damn good. Oh, wait. Why do we... Oh, we do... Okay, probably because we signed somebody, we don't get a second-round pick. There we go. Now we get to pick a player in the 3rd round. Anybody that we've scouted. This right fielder is a 75 potential. That's all we basically know. So he should be in the mid to high 80s. He's only 22. 20 as well. I always say that. So we'll take him. He's got a little bit of ways to go before he's MLB ready, but hopefully he'll be good for us. Here we go. We get another pick. I would have really liked a 2nd-round pick there. 65 is above average, but that's usually your 79s and whatnot. 70 is what I want to see. Joshua Garcia. Okay. Let's see here. Is there any actual player, any really good players still left on the board? There's some 75s that we have partially scouted here. Yeah. This is a relief pitcher ready by next season. That would be interesting to go ahead and acquire. There's a center fielder who will be ready in a few years. Don't know if I want to take a chance on that. There's another catcher, but we don't need another catcher. Here's a right fielder who's got the 70. I almost want to go ahead and go with one of these guys that might take a little bit longer. Actually, this relief pitcher, because we do need some more relief pitching. I know he's 24, but he should be ready to go by next season. So I'm going to go ahead and take him. I'm not the greatest drafter when I just have to guess. I have a buddy who just guesses on players and is amazing at it. I don't know how he does it, but it's actually somewhat impressive. He just randomly will pick a player, and they will be a stud. So this guy should be ready in a few years. He's the only guy left at 75, I think. So let's go ahead and take him, because that's about all we know. We don't know a lot of players, unfortunately. But I do think we got a really good player in our first round catcher there. So, and fairly here, I'll go ahead and guess now. John Winston here has been catching my eye because he's got that little target symbol. That just means he's a new player. You know what? Elijah Madden, I just saw him down here. We're going to go ahead and take Elijah Madden. He's 18 out of high school. I don't know anything about him, but we should have one more pick, so we'll go ahead and see if somebody is still on the board. And yeah, these are the only two guys that are left that seem somewhat to have potential. I do like this shortstop, though. This guy, yeah, there's something about him I don't know. I just like... let's go ahead and take Enrique Lopez. Why not? And that should be the end of the draft, guys. I don't know what is going on with my throat right now, so I apologize. Let's see here. Team. Okay, Thomas Jones. Yeah, that's... Okay, they did all this whole bunch of rearranging down in the system and signed draft picks. And boys, we got ourselves a catcher, didn't we? 70 overall. He's a good hitter already with a potential to be a 91. I'm really happy about that. His arm, I'd like to see grow, but his discipline is up there at 73, which means, oh, good Lord, which means he's going to get up there and get on base for us, too, so we're definitely going to sign him. Sam Harris here, he was actually our third-round pick. He's got some work to do, but he could be an 84. So he's got that B potential. I like to see it. He's out of Maine. Interesting. He's a good fielder, and I kind of like that. He's got a good arm for right field, which is what you want to see. His hitting stats need to get up there, but then again, he's probably not going to be ready until 2024 plus. And then here's that relief pitcher, guys, that I picked. Just somebody who will be ready by next season, apparently. He won't be too bad. I would like a better reliever, but he's got the potential of a 79. He could grow to be potential. So that's fine. And then we did actually snag a good center fielder here. He's quite fast with B potential. He's got 81 potential, and wow, look at those batting stats. It just goes up like the AT&T cellular bars, right? He's got power versus lefties, and that's about it, which is weird. But he could be something pretty decent, so we'll go ahead and sign him. Elijah Madden here, took a stab on him, wasn't the greatest, but Enrique Lopez here, he's a 76 potential. I'm not upset about that whatsoever for just guessing here. Okay, there we go. So we went ahead and signed all of our prospects. It's time to get in the simulation. I will probably catch you guys after we finish the Houston series here on the 1st, and then, yeah, I will go ahead and simulate these games, and I will let you guys know what the big storylines are. Alright, guys, the end of the month is upon us, and wasn't too bad of a month, but it wasn't very good. I mean, we are still 8 games above 500, and I think we were 7 games above 500 going into the month, so we did end up picking up 1 win, and we picked up a half a game on Washington. At one point, we were only 2 games back of Washington, but then we had this crazy Dodgers series where the first 2 games, the Dodgers put up 13 and 12 runs, and then in the second 2 games, they put up 1 and 3. Now, we split the series with the Dodgers, and then we split the series with Washington up here as well. But lots of up and down for us. It's kind of hard for me to judge, like, just exactly what is going on. Like, we get Waka, he's not pitching as well as he was to start the season, but then we got Villarreal here, who is pitching out of his mind. This dude is a prospect. Like, okay, he's not a prospect anymore because he's pitching now. And then I did simulate the end of the final of the Houston series there, but yeah, Mengden has not been the greatest acquisition. So maybe Wei Yin Chen needs to go back into the starting role, and I can move Mengden into the long relief role. That's an option. But Wei Yin Chen didn't pitch so well here. I mean, he got the loss, but I don't think he gave up anything spectacular. Yeah, Chen he pitched 2 innings, giving up 1 run. So I think I might switch Chen and Mengden because I think Mengden could be a good bullpen guy. But this game, I just gotta take a look at this 13-12 game. Let's see. We put up 2. Okay, so we were up 2-0, and then we were up 3-0, and then they took the lead 4-3. Then they were up 9-3, and then we put up 10 runs in the 7th and 8th combined. Jesus. So anybody have a standout day? 4 for 5. Stanton went 4 for 6. It doesn't tell me home runs right here. I got to keep looking. Yeah, so, wow, there are a lot of pinch hitters, too. A lot of pitchers pitched in this one as well. So Rendon, Stanton, and Dietrich all hit home runs. And the reason Dietrich is in there is because our prospect, our god, Adrian Sosa, tore his calf. Now, I know you all guys always yell at me for having injuries on, but you know what? I gotta figure out. It's more fun this way anyway. I don't want to just simulate through the season not having anything happening, you know, and you just kind of say, oh, look at our lineup. They just kind of happen. But let's see. Pitching here, Villarreal only gave up 4 runs in 5 innings, so that's probably why his ERA went up. But yeah, he probably gave up. Yeah, he finished the 5th, so that's not interesting to see. Urena actually came in and shat the bed. Holy shit, he did terribly. In 1 inning, he gave up 5 runs. Jesus, he's the reason this game was so high scoring. But look at all the pitchers Los Angeles used. Holy shit. And then Baez and Wood were not very good for them. So that's what this month looked like. We did pick up a game. Let's go ahead and check out the statistics. Nothing too exciting here. Giancarlo Stanton is still there, but yeah, there we go, guys. Adrian Sosa, he was hitting pretty well, too, beforehand, but Dietrich is actually hitting fine. I don't understand it. His contact is up there against righties, so he's a serviceable replacement, and he simulates well, so I'm fine to have him there. It's nice, and a guy like Brian Goodwin here is actually doing pretty good. I moved him to the bench in favor of Destin Hood, who is now on fire. He is playing every day, so that's nice to see him cashing in on those extra at-bats he's getting as well. D. Gordon's hitting well. On base-wise, we got some pretty good on-base guys up here, so far, things are looking pretty good. Eddie Villarreal, I cannot believe how amazing he's pitching. Braxton Garrett is pitching well, too, don't get me wrong, but Villarreal is just out of his mind. He's pitched the most innings out of anybody. He's got the best ERA on the team. You know, Dan Straley is having a great season out of nowhere. And then whip-wise, I mean, Braxton Garrett is up there and Villarreal. So these 2 guys are going to be aces in our rotation. They are going to be locked in there as fantastic players. Now, they sent Hedges down, and then they called him up. And then they sent him down. What the fuck? They just called him up, sent him down, and then they just said, screw you, Ryan. We're going to use his minor league options just because we fucking feel like it. All right, calling him up to the MLB because we have space for him. Because I need him on the roster. And then Andreas Salazar is growing, which is nice to see. Some of the players that we acquired are growing. Almanzana's up to a 76. He wants to be depth still. Ozzy Jimenez up to a 75. Great to see that. And then starting pitchers, Morejon, who is up to a 70 now, is pitching quite well. And then along with Cole Ragans, who is not pitching. Yeah, wow. Adrian Morejon is killing it. So he might be somebody we call up at the start of next video. But for now, we're going to go ahead and simulate through the All-Star game here and up to this series against Washington. Probably won't play the series against Washington because that is the playoff push time right there. So I'll get us up to the 30th, catch you guys back up with how everything went, and that will be that. So here we are, guys, at the end of the month. I believe the trade deadline is here, so if there's any trades you guys want me to make, go ahead and let me know those. I will go ahead and show you guys the trade block in just a second. But this month was not good for us. I mean, we are only... we're still 6 games ahead, above 500, but we are now 5.5 games behind Washington. And we are fading from the playoff race. We are still 3 games back, but we got to chase the fucking Mets and the Dodgers. I'm really pissed because I don't know what's happening to this team right now in this month. But when we hit, the other team hits. When we can't hit, when we get good pitching, we can't hit. When we hit, we don't get good pitching. It's just, I don't know what's going on in this month. It was just a very, very bad month for us. But hopefully, in August and September. In September, we'll have better months. What's his name? I forgot it already. Villarreal is not. He didn't have the greatest month. He did take 2 losses. His ERA is still at 2.22. He didn't get 2 decisions. I noticed that. I did move Wei Yin Chen back into the starting rotation, and he instantly picked his game up. And I believe he got 2 wins this month. Yeah, there they are. I don't think he took a loss either. If I can just double check that really quickly. He did not take a loss after being in the starting rotation here, so he's probably should be the starter in the starting rotation for us. I'm just kind of deflated right now, just because we were right there, right behind Washington this entire time, and then we dropped a couple games in this month, especially to the New York Mets, which kind of killed us. Losing 2 out of 3 here did not help us whatsoever. Especially since they're in our division now. But taking games against Atlanta helped us up there as well. We lost a lot of series this month, and that's the primary reason why we're now 6 games above 500 instead of what we were 8 or even better. We lost this, let's just count the series. We won the Atlanta series, and we split the Chicago series. Then we lost the Arizona series. We lost the St. Louis series. We lost the Mets series. We lost the St. Louis series again, and we came out on top in the Oakland series after a pretty good game. Braxton Garrett is now pitching very, very well. A sub-3 ERA for him, too. So, again, our 2 studs are pitching very, very well. I don't care about who got called up. Let's go ahead and check out our statistics. Xander Bogaerts is cold, and so is JT Realmuto. Holy shit, Xander Bogaerts is only batting .252 this season. So, definitely not the season I thought I was going to get out of Xander Bogaerts here. Maybe I got to change him up out of the leadoff role. Maybe that's what he's not liking that role. Maybe I should put him at 3rd, and then I can put Stanton at 4th or something like that. But so here are the stats. Derek Dietrich, I don't know why this guy is as good as he is, but he's batting .310. He's got the at-bats to prove that he should be up here. He's batting better than Adrian Sosa was, so this is actually pretty interesting. So let's go ahead. On base percentage, Giancarlo Stanton. I kind of almost want to put Stanton leadoff, but no. Actually, a guy like Anthony Rendon with that kind of on-base percentage maybe should be batting leadoff. I can put Stanton 4th, and then Xander Bogaerts I can bat 3rd. That's what I'm thinking right now, guys. And then a guy like Derek Dietrich might just need to move up in the lineup to 2nd or something like that, because he is hitting pretty well. He's hitting better than Hood, who I believe, or D. Gordon. He's hitting better than D. Gordon, who I believe is in that 2nd spot. He wants to be a star. He's an everyday player. Maybe if I put D. Gordon back at leadoff, his numbers would rise, and then put Xander Bogaerts at 2, maybe his numbers would rise. So as far as RBIs, Stanton is leading the way, followed by Ozuna and Bogaerts. Rendon is up there. Dietrich, for some reason, this guy, he's coming in and he's filling in his role just very nicely. Villarreal here, like I said, it wasn't his greatest month, but it wasn't a bad month. Still got a whip of 1.19, ERA of 2.22. Waka has had a little bit of a drop-off as far as his play. I'd like to see our ace pitch better than a 4.78 ERA with a 1.59 whip. Dan Straley is pitching fantastically for us. I did not expect this guy to be pitching as well as he is. Same thing with Wei Yin Chen. His ERA and whip is dropping again after I moved him out of the long relief spot. But Straley is pitching well for us. 2.48 ERA with 1.26 whip with over 100 innings pitched. Braxton Garrett, 5-1 this year with a 2.66 ERA and a 1.11 whip. So this A potential guy, he is growing. He's up to an 80, which is really nice to see. Villarreal was an all-star. He's up to an 82. And then Urena down here, he could be doing better. And Mengden, pretty much the same performance as when we acquired him. But now he's in that long reliever role. So he's growing anyway. So you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Relief pitching has improved. Corey Nebel still sucks, asshole. Justin Grimm has picked it up. Baraclough still is also sucking as much asshole as Corey Nebel. And Ozzy Jimenez is actually playing well for us. As far as closing pitchers, Eduardo Almanzana is killing it in the setup role. I know he's only got 20 innings pitched, but he's killing it for us. AJ Ramos is also doing well as the closer. 30 saves in, I believe, 35 attempts. Not bad. Almanzana has 1 save in 4 attempts, so that's not the greatest. But there we go, guys. There are the stats. Like I promised, I will show you guys the trade block. Nope. I've been trying every time to get Brent Rodriguez, but for some reason they don't want to give him up. But you know what? Fuck Boston. They have 2 guys they have to sign, Sano and Brent Rodriguez, and one of them will fall to free agency, or somebody else great will fall to free agency. And I'm sure we can go ahead and scoop one of those guys up. But here is the trade block. Here, are some players, like some 33-year-olds. I'll see this Escobar here. He could be a decent bench player, but I don't want to go ahead and acquire a bench player like that. I'm not sure, though. You guys let me know. Jorge Polanco here is another good player. Just some guys on the trade block here that could be good to go ahead and get. This Victor Robles guy is amazing, but there's no way in hell I'd ever get him. Travis d'Arnaud is a catcher. I guess we could improve JT Realmuto and get Travis d'Arnaud. Todd Frazier here is a third baseman, but he's 34. Wilmer Flores as well. Ian Happ is another guy that we could try and get. So lots of actually good players. Jose Peraza. Lots of good players on the trade block here, guys. A guy like David Dahl, I've tried. I know what he can grow to, and it's fantastic. A guy like Brendan Rodgers, too, would be another good guy. So lots of great players here on the trade block. You guys, Manuel Margot as well. But if you guys see any names there, any players you want me to go ahead and try and acquire, let me know. Hopefully we can reach the postseason. Like I said, we are only a couple games out of our division, 5.5. We could have a good September and August and September, and then we are only 3 games behind the Mets and the Dodgers here for the wild card spot. So 3 games is not insurmountable. So let's go ahead and see if we can get that in the next video. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments down in the comment section for what you think I should do. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one.